Hi there, my name is Nicholas Charles. Welcome to TNC. Question that I get asked on a regular basis is, what should I invest in at the moment? Had a very interesting conversation outside of the camera with Darren Sherlaw, and he suggests now during a recession the best place to put your money in is business. Why? Yes, it's got a higher amount of risk, but if you do your analysis and you do your calculations, again, he's from a fund management background, so he knows his figures. The reward is dramatically higher than what you can get in a particular asset. So he was comparing things like gold, property, again, general commodities, shares, etc. He's saying, this is his words, not mine, but a lot of other business owners that I've spoken with as well, they're now putting their money, they're diverting their money into business because they've realized that if you get it right, you can make a substantial amount of money. Now, my opinion is, if you've got an amount of cash, you need to look at your investment profile. It's absolutely paramount to understand who you are before you go out there and start splashing your cash. Now, there's no point, in my opinion, for you to go and spend your money on a very, very high risky business if you know absolutely nothing about the business and if you don't have a platform of assets on which to build on. I call it the hierarchy of investing. Now, the bottom of the hierarchy, if you imagine a pyramid or a triangle, the bottom is cash. The most successful entrepreneurs and business owners and investors, take Warren Buffett, for example, have a huge amount of cash. And from that cash, it gives them the ability to go in and pick and choose their investments accordingly. But it's very, very low risk. It's very low risk, low return, but it gives you the opportunity the opportunity to go and invest as soon as something comes out, because you can sit and wait if you've got an amount of cash. I mean, take now, we're in the peak of a recession. The most successful property investors that I know are those with cash. Why? Because they can go out there and do very, very quick deals. They do quick deals, they can secure the best price because they're cash rich. And in the deepest, darkest recession that we're currently in the moment, who has cash? The minority. So be in that minority, be in that top 1%, have an amount of cash. Always have cash backing either your business and yourself. The next step upwards, again, invest in low risk investments. Put your money in an ISA. It's tax-free. It's a no-brainer. Yeah, the limits are small, but if you don't utilize that, there's no point going for the higher risky, the more risky stuff. Make sure you've got a platform on which to build on. The house is built from the foundations upwards. It's the same with investing, in my opinion. Don't start with the roof. Don't start with the high risky, the sexy stuff. Yeah, it might sound good and the returns might be phenomenal, but if you don't have a background, you're going to get stung. Know what you're doing. Even the most successful entrepreneurs out there and the angels, they know what they're doing. They understand the figures, they understand the numbers, and they've got a platform on which to build on. Look at Dragon's Den. They've got cash, they've got assets, they've got the low risk stuff, and they know and they understand business so well that they can go out there, pick a business, say, you know what, that's going to make me money, and they put their money in. And even they sometimes make mistakes. But if they make a mistake, it doesn't hurt them. Why? Because they've got the cash to fall back on. So you've got the cash at the bottom. Next stage up, again, will be like your ISAs, your fixed bonds, low amount of interest, but again, very low risk. The next step up, in my personal opinion, be UK property. UK property now, in my opinion, is always the best time to invest in property, but during a recession, especially if you've got cash, best time to invest in UK property. Again, even within UK property, you've got several strategies. I'm not going to go into that now, but look locally. Don't go national unless you've invested locally. You know your local market so much better. Why? Because you live there. You know the schools, you know the local transportation, you know who the business owners are. You understand that particular niche economy. So it's easy for you to invest there and easy for you to do the research in your local market, local to where you live, rather than, for example, take your money and invest in somewhere up north or down south or wherever. Because if you're going to go and invest, the most important thing is understand your market, do your research. So rather than starting from scratch, it's much easier to do, it's much easier to understand your local market. Understand your local market, and it might work, it may work, it may not work, but after you've done that, then look outside. So you've got your UK properties, and within UK properties, you've got local, then national. Outside of that, you're looking at higher risk. You're looking at individual shares, if that's what you prefer, commodities, overseas properties, and or businesses. And don't forget, Darren Sherlaw again mentioned to me, now's the best time to invest in business if you're looking at a very, very high return. But do your facts, do your figures, understand where your money is going. Otherwise, you're going to get stung. Thank you.